How's it going, everyone? This is Frankie Cavone of Mirth Films, and today we'll be discussing the Sony HX99. We'll be taking a deep dive into what the camera can do and if it's right for you. Let's hit it. The Sony HX99 is a $350 all-in-one compact camera that's 4K capable, has zoom range up to 720 millimeters. Oh, also, it has a flip-up screen too. The Sony HX99 is a 1 2/3 inch sensor that's backside illuminated. The camera's lens is a variable aperture lens, and the reason why they do this is so that you can have that long reach of 720 millimeters. At 24 millimeters, it comes in at an f-stop of 3.5, and on the telephoto side, it has an aperture of about 6.5. This camera does not only take JPEG photos, it takes RAW photos as well. And something that I love specifically about this compact camera is that it has the same menu system as the Sony a7 III. Yes, of course, the Sony menu system is not really the best, but when you're shooting all Sony cameras, it's nice to kind of know the system and be able to flip in and out of the menu with already have seen it. I shoot a Sony a7 III, I used to shoot a Sony a7R II. I love Sony, so this makes everything that much better to me. Something I found amazing is that this does also have an electronic viewfinder, which you can look right through. It is really small, I gotta say. For what the camera can do, it really is amazing. I was able to get shots of bald eagles, I was able to get shots of concerts, I was able to get decent architecture shots and just typical street photography shots. Regarding the dynamic range of this camera, it's horrible. I mean, the difference between light and dark and being able to bring up those shadows or bring down those highlights in Lightroom, you don't have much room to work with. I would not ever have the ISO higher than 800 because you're gonna start seeing grain really fast. It just, at that point, you're gonna have to use the built-in flash or be in a situation that's well lit. So you may ask yourself, why did I buy this camera even with all of its limitations? Well, I just wanted a camera that I can bring along with me if I'm not out shooting in a professional atmosphere. I wanted to have a camera that I can bring with me to music festivals, out with my friends, something that I can kind of bang around and not have to worry about breaking my expensive camera. Now it's time to check out some video footage from this camera and go over its specs. So the HX99 is a 4K capable camera, up to 30 frames per second. It even does 4K 24. Something incredible that I also like, again, is the flip out screen. So if you are a vlogger and want to vlog, this could be the option for you. I'm not a vlogger, but let's go check out some of the vlogging footage that I got, along with how good it is with audio and stabilization. This is the vlogging test on the Sony HX99. We're looking here, testing the stabilization, seeing how the audio sounds. What do you guys think? Is it pretty rock steady or is it pretty rocky? Not like the Fighter. I really like the form factor of this camera, but it's so light I feel like I'm shaking every time I take a step. But the continuous autofocus is kicking ass. There's a box right on my face. It hasn't left. It looks like everything's staying nice in focus. So does this camera get decent B-roll? I think so, especially if you know the fundamentals of videography, the rule of thirds. Basically any camera that you put in your hands, if you know what you're doing, you're gonna get decent shots. So it doesn't matter if you have a $6,500 camera or you have this little Sony HX99, just learn how to shoot, and this is something that is easy to learn on. So if you are into streaming, Twitch, any of that good stuff, this camera is able to stream with. It has a micro HDMI port right on the bottom of the camera. The fact that they put the port right next to the tripod mount on the bottom of the camera is a horrible move. Come on, Sony. It doesn't allow you to actually use this with the tripod unless you have a clip like this, which is meant for phones, and I'll put a link in the description. But with this, I was able to figure out a way to mount this to my tripod without any issues, but still, come on. So overall, I think this camera is worth buying for $350. If you're just getting into photography, want to have something right in your pocket so you can take photos at any time or even video, it has 4K and you can go up to 720 millimeters on the long side. If you're looking for something that has a little more bang for its buck and you want to pursue photography for more than just a hobby, there are better cameras out there. something that I recommend is either the Panasonic G7. It's $500, it shoots beautiful 4K footage, and it even has interchangeable lenses, so you can swap off the lenses, have different focal lengths. Or even the Canon Rebel series. They're DSLRs, but I gotta say, I started shooting photography on a Canon T5. I loved the camera. It did everything I needed to do, and it just did way more than this Sony HX99. The things I like least about this camera is that the battery sucks. I didn't really get much time out of it, maybe an hour and a half when I was shooting strictly video, and a little more time, probably like 4 hours when I was shooting just photos, but still the battery's not that good. I recommend buying a second one. The buttons are so tiny and you could end up pressing the wrong button and missing that photo opportunity. What do you think of the Sony HX99? Let us know in the comments section below, and if there's any other cameras you would like us to review, check out, any photo tips, video tips that you guys would like to learn from me, please let me know. Our website is mirth-films.com. You can follow us all across the board on social media, and we will see you again for the next video. Thank you for tuning in.